Welcome to 21st Century Music Theory. Today we're going to look into how artists and musicians can create lives for themselves.
There are many ways to create careers and lives, probably as many as there are people to do it. And there are as many careers and life possibilities as there are people to go ahead and make them. So what we also know, however, is there are many ways we can end up doing things that are not balanced and not utilizing our capabilities. So what we know is you can't create a successful life if you don't carefully think about what success means to you and consider all your options. Here are just three general tracks or areas where musicians generally end up in order to be able to find a career completely, or complete partial careers, or ultimately use music as a way of balancing their lives.
Music on our terms to enhance our lives.
Most people find careers and paths that did not depend on music and art, but they use music and art and creativity as a way of balancing or enhancing their lives. There's little pressure, varying degrees of risk, but no requirement for the material or financial picture. Therefore, music and art is basically there to go ahead and be enjoyable. Mikkel, what do you find is particularly relevant about using music and art as a way of life enhancement?
It's a way to relax, it's a way to escape. We usually listen to music to either maintain the mood that we're in or to escape from it.
Next thing would be dual paths. Music is a professional activity combined with another career. With considerable dedication, it is possible to become good enough at some aspect of the arts or music that it becomes a professional activity and has supplemental income to that which we may get from another career or other involvements. The key on the front end is making sure your core profession can sustain itself and give you the flexibility for musical adventure.
Music-related full career. Teaching, business, production.
Many of us will take career paths that require degrees, training, and allow us to create a full-time profession that is either directly music involved or connected to it. Teaching in schools, universities, or colleges, or being employed by music production, technology, or marketing businesses are all possibilities. Two primary considerations. Make sure your college and university degrees and training will help you find the broadest capabilities of sustaining yourself. So in other words, find degrees that have the greatest or broadest possibility for employment. And then make sure that working in music is what you really want to do, as very few people who love music as much or have passion to do it, when their work demands it every day, will be able to go ahead and continue to enjoy it at the same level.
The full-time artist.
There is great risk in becoming a concert pianist, recording artist, or any myriad of potential full-time music art professions. The sacrifices one must make with family, community, security often repel great musicians from the field or beat down those who did not think through which category or art best suits them. So Mikkel, tell me, what do we have to do, or what are the greatest challenges for someone to become a Beethoven, a B.B. King, or a Beyonce?
Being able to dedicate that time that's needed to practice, develop your craft. You're going to miss out on a lot of things, but you have to have that passion and a love for it. If it's calling you, you'll do it, but you will miss out on a lot of other things.
Yeah, right. So being a musician or an artist is, in a full-time sense, is not for everybody. You want to think through everything. How important is family for you? How important are personal comforts and security? All these things basically should be factored into how much risk you're able to take, just as if you were going to go ahead and put your money in stock market. So let's listen to some comments from musicians who use music in a variety of ways and see how this might speak to you.
I started as a field service technician repairing electronic boards, and I got into that because there wasn't anything out there at the time when I was going to school that integrated my passion for music, technology, and mixing. My musical career has evolved in many ways. I started out playing in jazz bands in school, trumpet in grade school. I played in rock bands, blues bands. But then over time I became very interested in the art of mixing and recording, and that took me down a whole new path. My early days in music, I had a lot of energy and passion for it, and one of the things that I wish, reflecting back, that I had known is how much time and dedication it takes and how it affects those around you.
Well, music's like, right now it plays a huge role in my life because my kids are involved in music. Everything I do is involved with music, you know. I enjoy playing in a band still. I play at weddings, big festival music, more dancing music and stuff like that. And then we bring in different singers, so it's a challenge. Well, music like wasn't really encouraged, you know, when I was younger. It was kind of like, my dad was, you know, Greek and kind of like, you're not going to make money in music, so you have to do this. So it wasn't really pushed, and I kind of wish that I did really study music in college. I think that would have helped me out a lot, and studied more theory. I play all by ear, you know. I wish I was more educated with music. I also like always wanted to be a teacher, you know, and I think I missed that opportunity. And I think with music and teaching, maybe I wouldn't make the money I'm making, and maybe I wouldn't be as successful. Maybe I would. I don't know, but I know I'd do something I'd love.
Hi, my name is Athena Johnson, and I am a recording vocalist. I perform all over the Detroit metro area and beyond, across the world. I have a bookstore that I own, downtown Ypsilanti, 214 Michigan Avenue. It's called Blackstone Bookstore. I also work at a school in Ypsilanti as a music teacher, working with students, K through 6. And I am a mom of 4 and a wife. I started singing when I was a little girl in church, like many of us do. In elementary, I began singing in musicals and the plays, and I am a WCC alumni. So by the time I got to junior high, I was singing in the Ann Arbor community programs where I'm performing at the Performing Arts, the Power Center, performing musicals there. When I came to high school, I landed my first lead role as Dorothy in The Wiz. And so I got introduced to jazz around the age of 20, which is kind of when I started becoming a professional vocalist. So being a professional musician, a business owner, a wife, and a mother can pose its challenges, and it requires juggling. It's not something you take lightly. And it's something that I have to sit down for my personal journey. I have to sit down at the table at the beginning of each week, map out what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish this week, this month, with each of my family members. It's just, you have to do it. Otherwise, you run into 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, and nothing is ever completed. And if you're going to call yourself something, work at it. You have to work at it. You have to actually study your craft. You can't just say, hey, I do this, I'm a producer on this. You need to study it. Take classes, WCC, take classes for it. Walk the walk. Go to the places where you can learn how to be hands-on with your craft.